It's great to have you here on the Clark Howard Show. You know, our mission is to serve you with advice and information that empowers you so you make better financial decisions in your life. I'm going to talk to you about 2 ways of paying for items over time that I need you to just say no to. An earthquake has just hit the pay-in-4 industry in the United States. Chase Bank, which is I think they're the largest credit card issuer in the country, if not American Express, but they're ginormous in credit cards. Chase, which the rest of the industry tends to follow in lockstep, has now banned you making payments to the pay-in-4 apps by doing any kind of cash advance or anything against your Chase credit cards. Why? Because the pay-in-4 has been a disaster for people's personal finances. Because what happens is people dig a debt hole. And then they're trying to transfer that debt hole to Chase, and they're like, no dice. You're not doing that. You're not going to default on our credit card because you're looking at defaulting on the pay-in-4 and you're transferring that risk to us. Pay-in-4 is terrible. And everywhere you go online, everywhere. I saw it the other day at a tire center. Pay-in-4. Oh, man. Do I despise pay-in-4. At the register at a retailer. I mean, it's just about, who knows, at some point, restaurants for expensive meals are going to offer you pay-in-4 as an option. Disaster. Because they say 4 easy payments. A lot of times, no interest. Yeah. So you got roughly a 1 in 3 chance you're going to mess up with a pay-in-4. 1 in 3. You're not going to pay on time. Your credit's going to be trashed. You're going to be paying the equivalent of interest and all the fees that happen, and ultimately potentially ending up in the hands of a bill collector. And what pay-in-4, the reason it's so popular with online sellers and retailers is that you buy things, it pushes you over the line. You buy things you might not have bought otherwise. You may already be wheezing a bit from your credit cards. And you're like, I better not charge any more on the cards. I think I'll put that back. And then there's the sign saying, 4 easy payments. Easy for who or whom, whichever I'm supposed to say. Don't do it. Okay, that's rule number 1. And I'm not usually into like firm absolute. Maybe somebody on Clark Stinks will say, I'm missing something. There's a situation that would be okay to use pay-in-4. Maybe. Okay. Other one. 90 days, same as cash. 1 year, same as cash. The furniture stores, 2 years, same as cash. Known in the lingo of the trade as no plans. The no I want you to know is you don't use them. Okay. The way no plans are set up is they count on consumer behavior. You buy whatever on the no plan, the big screen TV, the furniture, whatever it is. And you get the interest-free period. But in almost all no plans, if you don't have it paid in full before the date that represents the 90 days, 180 days, 1 year, whatever, you don't get it paid before that's up. The interest is retroactive to the day you originally made that purchase, and nobody pays any attention to what the interest rate's going to be on that no plan, because in your mind, when you're buying it, you're going to pay it off before that period is up. A lot of times people forget about it. Or whatever the circumstance, you don't have the money. And then it springs back retroactive. And the interest will be very interesting, somewhere 35 to 40% on that no plan. If you at that moment, you were taking out the no plan to buy whatever, if you thought in your head, this is 35% interest. Do I really want to pay 35%? In other words, think about, instead of how we normally process as humans, where you are only thinking about, hey, they're going to let me have the use of their money for a year for free, or 6 months for free, and it making you feel like the purchase is better, and you should do it. Don't. No. Hey, you know the funniest thing about no-no-nos? Do you know what the retailer does with the no paper? They sell the paper immediately at a big discount to somebody who then shoulders the risk, who then is hoping they're going to make a big amount of money from all the people who don't get the plans paid off in time. So remember, the retailer sold you something at whatever price. But then they're not really getting that price because they're having to discount the paper to who they sell it to, who carries it. So you're paying more for whatever it is you're buying up front, even if you get it paid off in time, than you would if you just simply bought whatever it is you're buying at a better deal from a place that isn't dangling in front of you a no plan. Coming up ahead, we're going to talk credit card debt. I do know the answer to that, and I'm not at all happy with the situation we're in right now with credit card debt. And you've got an assignment through the Christmas shopping season from me. All right. So we got to talk here. It was only 4 years ago, that credit card debt in the United States cumulatively was $700 billion, which was actually an improvement. Americans, during the first year of COVID, heavily paid down credit card balances. And it was going in the right direction for like the first time and forever. And then we went in that cycle. There was a dual cycle of revenge spending when people started getting back out again in 21, and the inflationary cycle that led to people that are on really tight budgets running out of money and then using credit cards as a borrowing system to pay for food and necessities. So we got a double story here, because we've got a lot of people who use credit cards as just a payment system, earn rewards, whatever, cash back. Then we have people that are using credit cards as a borrowing vehicle and are trying to survive without enough money coming in each month. So if you're one of the people who just can't get by on what you're earning, this is not for you. This is for people who are using credit cards because I see it, I want it, that settles it. And you're running balances on cards, paying now an average interest rate of 25%, highest ever for an average rate. That's the latest number I saw. And now here we are in the Christmas shopping season. You compound the problem because everything you're buying is 25% more expensive than you think it is on sale, because if you're using credit to buy it, it doesn't settle it because you got to pay that back plus all the interest. If you're someone who is in that very large segment of Americans who pays your balance in full every month. It's about more than a third of people now. And you can afford it, and you want to buy this sale item or that one, or you want to book this Black Friday travel deal or whatever it is, go for it. That's fine, if you can afford it. But if you are in that muddy middle I'm talking about, and you're part of what's led the balances on credit cards to climb and climb and climb to what is an all-time record, I think even inflation-adjusted all-time record, then it's time for you to have a rethink and come up with, okay, I'm going to say a word that to a lot of people is a cuss word, have a budget for your Christmas spending. A budget, that's right, where you say, okay, this is what I can afford to spend for Christmas and pay for, and this is what I'm going to buy. Because with the constant churn of sales, sale, and any store you go into, you see the sale signs everywhere, pulling you like a tractor beam into that aisle to buy whatever, or online, seeing the sense of urgency with Amazon or Walmart saying, this is on sale, or Target, wherever. If you cannot afford to pay for what you're buying and you're already servicing interest on credit cards, you got to rethink this. You got to. There will always be other deals when your finances are where you can afford to just pay for something. This is not a time to borrow for wants. The carry cost is too brutal. Nobody ever got rich paying Visa or MasterCard. I always used to say 18%. Right now I got to say 25%. Bad idea.